And so around the time that I had drank San Pedro and ayahuasca the last times in my life, I fell in love with going up in the mountains and finding stones, finding fossils and crystals, and also just the exercise of climbing through the mountains, going on an adventure in the middle of nowhere, sometimes by myself, sometimes with friends. But I realized that when I was by myself that I could go further most of the time, that I had very quickly gotten used to the altitude, gotten used to running through the mountains, and I was ahead of everyone I knew. I had one friend who could keep up with me, and in the end, he wasn't able to keep up with me. And through all of these experiences, just under a year ago in April of 2023, we had some traveler friends come to the house where I was staying in Abancay, and they were from Lima, from the capital of Peru. There were three of them. After 5 days, they went to a place called Choqquequirao, which is something like Machu Picchu, but there's a trek to get to it. It's not for the low level tourists, it's for the very well fit. And so after 5 days, only two of the three came back saying that they had left their friend behind, that they had lost him. And they asked me and my friend who owned the house if we could go look for him. And my friend, he had a sore heel. He had hurt his heel because we had just got back from a trek from Salcantay, the Salcantay snow mountain, to Machu Picchu. It was a long experience. We had trekked very hard, various days over a 2 week period or something like that, over 10 days. And so we're just getting back from this. It had only been maybe 2 or 3 days since we were back from this, and these guys are now coming and telling us that they lost their friend and that they need help. And so I say, yeah, I can do it. I'll go do it. I just need the money to get there and for food for 3 days because this is a long trek, and I'll go look for your friend. And in the end, I had to go talk to the police department nearest to these ruins to ask them if this guy had gotten out of there, if this guy had came through, if their friend had left and maybe just no one had heard about it. And in the end, the police are like, "What are you talking about? Like, why wasn't this notice sent to us like in an official manner?" And it's because the friends were ashamed. The friends didn't want to be blamed for losing their friend. And so there was no way out of it, really, though, because we had to talk to the people in this little town near the ruins to find out if this guy got through, and who were we going to go to. We had to go to the police department. And so I start talking to the police, and they asked me if the guy who's lost, if he was smoking a lot of cannabis, and I say, not more than me. And in the end, I go with the police, and they're saying like, "So you smoke cannabis? Do you have any right now?" And I say, "Yeah, for personal use. I'm addicted. I really can't stop. Hopefully you guys can understand. I'm here voluntarily, essentially looking for this guy. I'm very good at walking in the mountains. I'll help you guys out." And they ended up calling my friend in Abancay, and he said the same things, and they said, "All right, so I guess we're gonna go with Justin, and apparently he's like amazing at walking through the mountains. He's gonna help us out a bunch, and yeah, let's go." And so we start the adventure, which for me lasted 6 days. And I think one of the police stayed for almost all the 6 days as well. He took a 1 day break. And then there were other search and rescue crew members that came in for the last 3 days to get the body out, because this friend that they had left behind, he died. And if you ask me, he took LSD. They said he had 3 tabs. We found him with two. He took the LSD. He went 2 kilometers, or very close to 2 kilometers, outside of the official trail through very steep slopes through cactus. And then he jumped off a 150-meter cliff. I'm going to say it was an LSD. And very shortly after, his friends left him behind in this river where they had had some kind of disagreement, it appears. And in the end, his friends got to the ruins, and they told the guards that their friend was lost, and or that he wasn't going to make it for the night, and that the guards should go and help him, or if they could send a horse down or something. And the guards were unwilling to do it. The guards asked them if they wanted to go walk to another nearby town, which was about an hour away, and go pay to rent a horse for 100 soles or something like that. And these guys didn't have money for that. They were also very tired. It was a long trek for them as well. And so through all of this neglect, through all of this unwillingness to stay with their friend, and the unwillingness of the guards to go look for their friend in that moment, this guy, in depression, in his own mental problems, in some kind of I think he felt very depressed because his dad had died a few years before, and so he had jumped off this cliff in his dad's work jacket, and it was all a message sent to his friends and his family.